that's, I think, touch it. I already contacted him.
Okay.
That's our system. That's our system. Can't move it until we revalue.
It has to be revalued, then it has to go out for auction. It has to go to auction first.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's 8:45 or
After
so,
that,
and we do have one public comment. I'd like to invite them to come up and speak. At this point in the public comment, you'll be able to give us everything you want to give us. We're not going to comment on it. We're just going to be listening and taking notes, and the floor is yours. You just come on up and mention your name and what your topic is, please. Thank you.
My name is John Young.
Good morning.
Here today to talk to you guys about our family cemetery. I don't understand how I went to tax forfeiture because cemeteries are not supposed to be taxed. And I've been working on this ever since I found out about 7 months ago. We have 7 family members buried there. It's been a cemetery since 1973. There's a war vet buried there. There's 3 more vets, I would say, within the next 3 to 7 years that are supposed to be buried there. I've worked with the DNR on this. I've spoke to Randy about it. And I know Randy had said that it would possibly be 10 to 15 grand to get it back, to buy it back because after here, it's supposed to go to legislature, which we have a senator, House of Representative, and a former House of Representative to write the bill to get it through Congress. Because it's lakefront, supposedly lakefront, but it's not accessible by any other property. I mean, by public. It's landlocked, and you have to get down a cliff just to get to the lake. It's 3.79 acres, so it's not very big. And I don't see why anyone would want it because of, for one, there's 7 bodies, 2 dogs, and 2 cats buried there. I have a copy of a letter from former House of Representative Tom Hackbarth, who's been very detrimental in helping me on this. My cousin and I have been maintaining this property since my dad died, who was the war vet. He's been buried there since 2005. I put my brother to rest there in 2020, plus other family members, grandpa and grandma. So, if I could give you guys this letter from Tom Hackbarth.
Yep, Jackie will take it for you.
Thank you.
Do I need, you got a copy for me?
Yeah, I have a copy. I just wasn't sure if any needed it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Tom has said this is not the first time he's had to deal with something like this when he was in Congress. And typically, he said how they dealt with this was that they sold the land back to the family for $1 or a small nominal fee. Our family's been paying taxes, and we didn't know that it went to forfeiture because of some deaths to the family on this land since it was made a cemetery back in 1973. Back then, from my understanding, Todd County wasn't even plotted then until '76. And it was made a cemetery 3 years prior to that. So 40 some years, our family's been paying taxes on a chunk of land that should have never had taxes on. And then it got tax forfeiture. I have a card from Peggy Scott if you guys need it. She is the House of Representative that is willing to bring this in front of Congress. We have Carl Barr, and I think Randy was gonna talk to Mr. Weiner, that is the local area. Peggy Scott and Carl Barr are from my area. Like I said, I don't know why anyone would want the land, because it's not accessible, public accessible, there's no easement. My relatives' land surround it. And the exhuma body to have my family moved is roughly between 15 and 20 grand per body, which puts this property for someone to remove the bodies to have the land would be over 140 grand. So I am hoping that you guys can find it in your hearts to help us get our land back for something that our family could afford. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you have any questions, I can answer.
John, this is on our agenda today, so.
Yeah, you said it might be, so that's why we came.
Yep.
I've got my uncle here, my cousin, and my wife here.
Okay. Good.
I just wanted to talk before you guys talked about it, because I know you had said that
Yep.
they were seeking 10 to 15 grand.
Yep, and I did give the chair pictures of some of the obituaries and of the tombstones, so.
Yeah, we have obituaries from back in 1973 that state, and not only obituary, but the thing from the funeral home from 1973, from when it was turned to a cemetery, and even states that our family members were gonna be buried at the family cemetery in Sauk Center. We found out that it went to tax forfeiture because my cousin was up there mowing, maintaining it like normal. Her husband came down to bring her gas. He got stuck. He had to get a hold of a tow truck, so he went on Onyx to, because there's no physical address, it's just a parcel, to get him GPS to get here, and that's when we found out it said tax forfeited land, DNR tax forfeited land. And my uncle has been working on this for almost a year to try to get this back. We weren't getting any real communications from the county or any updates. Randy's been great from when I got a hold of him. The DNR's been great. They're on board. They've got no qualms. From the land people all the way up to Bob Meyer and Sarah Stromberg has been spoke to about this property. So I greatly appreciate your guys' vote to get it back to us. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah,
I know it's public comment, but I did have my deputy Becky Jagger come up and just give you some information on that as well. She has been working on this. She's in charge of the tax forfeiture. Becky, could you come present and just speak of the processes that you've done throughout this and how it started and where it's going? And we're very happy to take it to legislation. That is an option our county can do. And we're working with Randy to work with Representative Weiner. But if you want to just give the history on how it started and where it's going.
Morning.
morning.
Morning, Becky.
So back in 2015, this property was forfeited to the state of Minnesota. I was in contact with some family member. They were back and forth if they wanted to do anything with it. And they said they'd get back to me, never heard anything. I had to continue the process. So now moving forward, yes, I have been in contact with the Young family, and I've been trying to figure out how to get this to legislation. It's been slow moving, and then somebody from the DNR actually got a hold of me. and told me the process that I needed to go through and the steps I needed to take. So it's a learning process because we have not had this done in over 20 years in Todd County. And things have changed over the years. So we are moving forward with this. I think it's a great idea to give this property back to the Young family.
And like I commented, we've never had to go through legislation, and the county, if I'm not mistaken, Becky, did not know this parcel was a cemetery or bodies were buried there. And so, like I said, we both agree that we're happy that Mr. Young found a representative or retired that can present this or write a bill to bring to legislation, because as he stated, if it goes on the forfeiture sale, who realistically would want to buy a parcel with family members buried there? They wouldn't be able to do anything, and like he stated, you'd have to exhume the bodies as well.
My understanding from the DNR, it has to go in front of legislation because technically it's lakefront property.
That is correct.
And because of the laws in the state, all land has to, with lakefront, have to be off to the DNR first. And like I said, I've spoken all the way up to the commissioner of the DNR, and they have no issues. The lady that did get back to Becky was because I was in contact with the DNR, and they put me through to the lands people, and they reached out to Becky.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Becky, for coming up.
All right. We'll start in a couple minutes.
Because when they came into the county, then, you know, because we're all using the
I mean, and again, they do great work, but.
Denise, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning again. It is Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. The time's 9 a.m. and it is the beginning of our Board of Commissioners regular board meeting. Present today are all 5 commissioners, as well as auditor, treasurer, and county coordinator. Before we begin, if you have any cell phones, commissioners included, please silence them so we can do a business. And at this time, if you're able, please stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance with us.
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, very good. We're off and running. Everybody has the agenda. Can I ask, are there any amendments to this agenda? No? No amendments? Okay, so let's, I call for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion for approval of the agenda.
Thank you so much. And is there a second available?
I'll second.
We had a second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And we will move forward with agenda item number 4, which are our consent items. Denise, would you please?
Yes, today's consent items are meeting minute approval for March 17th, 2026, a gambling permit for Ducks Unlimited Main Street Chapter, event to be 4/23/26, a gambling permit for Little Birch Lake Improvement Association, event to be 09/19/26, and then we have Double Eagle Golf and Grill seasonal liquor license, authorized to hire Public Works Summer Help Maintenance, Chet Hudala, start date to be determined, authorized to hire Public Works Summer Help Engineering, Brandon Klein, start date to be determined, hire Riley Jones, part-time correctional officer, start date to be determined, hire Caleb Newberger, part-time road deputy, start date to be determined, hire Jeremy Puff, full-time road deputy, start date to be determined, hire care coordinator Kayla Fa, start date to be determined, resignation, registration, sanitarian David Detterman, that will be a retirement on 4/10/2026.
Okay, we have our consent items. I would entertain a motion to approve.
A motion to approve?
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
And second, any discussion? Okay, hearing no discussion, we'll take a vote. Those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, approved by consent. Agenda item 5 would be auditor treasurer and our warrants and et cetera.
Okay, today for our auditor warrants, background was sent to you. The recommendation is to approve the March 2026 auditor warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $459,967, I gotta move over, a total of $3,175,916.22.
Okay, auditor warrants are up for review here in the amount of $3,175,916.22. I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Denny gets a second. Any discussion? Okay, hearing no discussion, we need a roll call vote.
Commissioner Newman,
Yes.
Commissioner Denny,
Yes.
Commissioner Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Noska,
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
Yes.
The next item I have would be the commissioner warrants. Background was sent for your approval. Recommendation is to approve the commissioner warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $68,038.56.
Okay, next up, commissioner warrants, and that amount, $68,038.56. I will entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Thank you, Commissioner Becker. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Noska gets a second. Discussion. Hearing no discussion, roll call, please.
Commissioner Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Noska,
Yes.
Commissioner Denny,
Yes.
Commissioner Newman,
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
Yeah.
The next item I would have is the Health and Human Service warrant, SSIS warrants. And I guess I was on the wrong one.
Which one do you want now?
Let's get on the right one.
And commissioners?
Oh, yes, I was on
5-3?
the right one. Sorry. I'm kind of, okay, Health and Human Service Commissioner warrants, background was sent for your approval. The recommendation to approve the Health and Human Service Commissioner warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $271,091.44.
5-3, commissioner warrants are up for discussion and motion. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Commissioner Denny is going to make the motion. Will we get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Barb gets a second. And any discussion? Hearing no discussion, those in favor, oh, no, roll call, sorry.
Commissioner Denny,
Yes.
Commissioner Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Newman,
Yes.
Commissioner Noska,
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
Yep.
Now we'll move on to the SSIS. Health and Human Service SSIS warrants. Background was sent for review. Recommendation is to approve the Health and Human Services SSIS warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling in the amount of $85,866.79.
5.4 is our SSIS warrants, and the amount shown on the Board action form is $85,866.79. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll motion to approve that.
Okay, and then we got a second?
I'll second.
Tim gets a second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Nasca?
Yes.
Commissioner Denny?
Yes.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yep.
And the next item, as we spoke in public comment, is direct sale of tax forfeited waterfront property. Some background, parcel 17-003270 succumbed to a tax forfeiture to the state of Minnesota in 2016 due to non-payment of property taxes. Prior to forfeiture, there was some communication from the Young family of possible redemption, but ultimately no action occurred to avoid forfeiture. There exists a burial plot on this property exclusively related to the Young family. Recently, the Young family has represented their interest in reacquiring the property with the intent for it to be maintained as a private cemetery. Due to the geographical features of the parcel, a formal request for authorization of direct sale to this parcel must be adopted by the county board and authorized via state legislation. The Todd County Auditor's Office has been in contact with State Representative Weiner to assist with the necessary process for this direct sales authorization within the current state legislation session. Your options today are to approve the attached resolution or do not approve the attached resolution. The recommendation is to adopt the attached resolution for a direct sale of tax forfeiture property in Todd County contingent upon authorization via state legislation. And we have that stated in the resolution that would be presented by Mike Weiner with his bill that is written in this current legislation. And that is the steps we have to take in our tax forfeiture process. And I do have a map attached showing the tax forfeiture, like Mr. Young said, is on waterfront. And again, our state mandates and regulations state that we have to contact DNR because they have first rights to it since it is waterfront. And I know the family has been working with the DNR, as he stated. We did have a retired representative contact us and say that he has written bills like this before. We're very pleased with that. Like we said, we've never been through this process. It is a process that is allowable by the state of Minnesota in our tax forfeiture manual. And with the help of Commissioner Newman, we are moving forward with this, but we do need a resolution that they can present this at the state. And that's what I have today. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you. Thank you for presenting that.
Mr. Chair, Denise, if you go down one more page,
Yes.
it says, like the sale, for sale is $11,446.00.
Yes.
And then it's got all of the other payments, the state tax or deed or so forth. How is that amount decided?
That amount is set by well, there's processes. The first step would be we use the assessed market value, and that's where we start. If the property is not sold, we also look to the commissioner to determine a valuation, and they put that on our selling card. And so that's how the value is determined. And then these costs are included too.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's the amount that we start with is the back taxes, because the back taxes are what the county would get first. If there's any special assessments or liens, we'd have to pay that, such as, if there was a medical lien on it, they would get their portion of it.
Okay,
So
so
that's
that's
how
where
the
that
valuation is.
11,000 comes in?
Yes.
Okay.
I have another question
Yes.
for you, Denise, if I may. So at some point here, I understand this is the back taxes, but is there a process for them to get it so it's not a taxed parcel? at
That
some-
would be something, see, we were never aware of a cemetery there either when we
Right,
started.
no, I
this.
understand.
Nope,
So if it
nope.
wasn't registered, we can't do
Right.
anything about that part.
Exactly.
But-
So our steps were to do what we did.
Yep.
And yes, your initial question was
Yeah, so moving
to get
forward,
it
they
tax
could,
exempt.
they
That
could get
would-
a tax exempt status on it hopefully for the future, so this doesn't happen again.
Right, that would be the assessor's office to determine the classification, and I am sure that when the assessor sees this whole process, that he would take that into
Right,
account.
okay,
Yep,
sounds good, thank you.
yeah.
So if I heard Barb's question, your answer correctly, that amount of 11,466.01 is what is owed in back taxes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for
Well,
clarifying.
not the full amount, but that portion is included in, that's where we determine where we start from.
Okay.
And then he can set the value. And he can reduce it or increase it. The commissioner of that district.
So
You know, when Becky brings those books
that's
up to you.
correct.
Whatever.
And he can do that, if we approve this, Randy can still change that
Well,
amount?
your approval of this would be telling in legislation that we would just be giving the property back to the owner. That's the process of legislation. That's removing the DNR's rights and our rights to it. Legislation bill that is written, if I'm correct, Mr. Newman, is that this would exempt this and we would be instructed to.
So we wouldn't be charging them the 11,000, you're saying?
That's my
Okay,
understanding of legislation. Like I said, I've
Got
never
it.
been through this, so if I'm misspoken, I apologize.
No, I'm just making
Yep.
sure because I think that's a pretty large
I
sum of
agree
money.
with you when I seen that amount, and that's why I wanted to make sure that we did it correctly, that if we
Right.
wanted to reduce it, we could do it
Yeah.
before we made a motion to move this forward.
I believe you can, and that could also be a motion by the commissioner of that district. If you wanted to reduce the amount, that would also be sent to the state. That's part of this. So you could amend this resolution to state the initial amount is this, but the Todd County Board is recommending this amount as Mr. Young stated, something that they could afford.
Could we make a motion saying that we would leave it up to that commissioner of that district to set that amount? Because we set it throughout our district on those pieces
Yeah.
of land,
And once it clears the,
once it would clear. I mean,
Yes.
is that
Yeah.
appropriate or not?
What's amount is owed him back here?
Yeah,
This $11,000 is what I'm asking, because I mean, I don't know, I have no idea what that number is.
I don't know
Okay.
either.
Well,
I mean,
if-
the back taxes need to be paid.
If you want. I
If
can
it's
get-
10,000 something, whatever, I'd like to know that number.
Yes. I will have Becky bring the paperwork back up. If you don't mind, it'll take her
Yeah.
a minute.
That's fine.
I mean, I think that's just a simple, fair question. Are we talking about 50% of this? Are we talking about 100% of it?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should know that number that's owed on it.
Before somebody goes, starts marking up and marking down stuff, we don't even know where we stand.
Right.
Exactly. She can break down the fees and how it's, can you send Becky up back with her whole book about
I
the
guess that's what
fees
my
and the
question
actual
started
amount?
from.
yeah, it's back
Thanks.
taxes.
Yeah, she'll be right up. I apologize. I did not bring that book with me. I could have been able to, or I could have had her stay too. She should be right up though.
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Yes,
while we're
please.
waiting. Mr. Young, I do appreciate you coming here for this, and, you know, we are sympathetic toward you, feel the hardship. I wish you the best of luck moving forward with this. Hopefully, everything goes smoothly and happens easily for you, because, I mean, it's a pretty sacred ground here, and we don't want to see these problems come up again, so wish you the best.
Like I said, we do have Congress approval to bring it in front of the
Great.
Congress.
Great.
And like I said, the former House Representative said typically in that situation, they've charged $1, but it's up to you guys. They're going to bring it, we just need to know an amount for Tom Hackbarth to write this bill.
Before the session closes.
Yes. And we agree, through this whole process, like I said, our office was unaware of the situation, and we are very sympathetic in trying to move forward with this too. Becky, the board is just wanting to know the price breakdown and what actual taxes are. So if you want to speak about what the county's portion is that we're trying to retain for back taxes and the steps of the pricing.
Okay. So the price that's,
Becky's got to talk in the microphone.
Oh, yes, pull the microphone closer. Thank you.
sorry. Okay. So the price that I have is all the delinquent taxes that we abated off, and then the admin fees. State deed tax, recorder's fee, and surcharge.
And can you tell us what the exact tax amount of back taxes was?
Taxes alone was $10,766.49.
What's that, 11,000?
That's basically the amount.
Yeah.
That's, basically, that's that
With the admin fee.
11,460.
By the time you put
That
it,
is after the fees. So
Okay.
that's the final price.
Okay, that is a final number.
okay,
Okay, that's what we need to know.
great.
Did you have any other questions before?
That's kind of
We
what I
move-
needed to know.
Okay.
We hang here.
Yeah, if you have it, you can. Yeah, you can just sit. All right, so that's what I'm presenting today in this board action and resolution.
We're back to the resolution as it's written or whatever we decide to do. I need to make sure we clarify that for the record. I don't know if it means bringing it, having a commissioner mark it down.
Well, yeah, Mr. Chair, if I may.
Please,
I
please.
mean, if this had done, the process had been done correctly in the first place, there wouldn't be any back taxes. But I don't know, short of that, I don't know why the process wasn't done, you know, initially, because the taxes had been being paid for, how long has your family owned this, Mr. Young?
So there was a bunch of property around it. It was part of another parcel, but in '73, my uncle came to the county and talked to him about, because we knew our grandpa was passing away, to make it a family cemetery. Well, back then, they just said, basically you had to draw it out and give it to them. He went over, to my understanding, that's what he did, and then he went over to make sure that's what it was supposed to happen at an attorney's office across the street. And that's what the attorney's office said too, was, you know, because back then, it wasn't even really, it wasn't plotted.
Right, okay, so,
If the tax statement was being sent to the family, they would have never known that that parcel was still being included because grandma just paid the bill.
right,
and
but the
family
taxes were
leaved.
paid from the 70s all the way on up to,
Yeah,
as it had,
See, I didn't even know
Ben.
cemeteries weren't taxed until I got involved in this.
okay.
And did some research.
Right, okay, I was just curious, because the taxes had been paid for a lot of years on the cemetery.
Well, this
Oh.
parcel is separate from their
Right.
main parcel.
Yeah.
So
Right.
this parcel was paid,
To my understanding, it was separated in '73.
Correct.
To make it the family cemetery.
correct. But like I said, our office didn't know it was a cemetery.
Yeah,
And
but-
then they did pay the taxes, and tax statements were sent to what was on the deed.
Right, so somebody
And
kept
so
paying
somebody was
them for the
getting the
cemetery.
information for that parcel. It's to my knowledge,
We should send it
were
down
the
like
statements
that.
coming back, Becky, like unacceptable? Yeah, so it's not like we got the return
Right,
mail saying
that's
they
what I mean.
didn't get it.
So somebody
And
was
so-
assuming the taxes and paying that as it needed to be taxed.
Right, and then when that happens, we're just mandated by the state to follow our laws.
Right, no,
So,
yep.
nope, I am just answering so everybody understands.
Okay.
And so for it to be tax exempt again, the assessor's office would have needed to know there was a cemetery, or he would have to deem what the classification is, that's not my office.
So, Mr. Chair, I think I'm gonna make a motion to approve this as is, to send it down to the state legislators, and once they rule on it, and it comes back to the county, we can,
I don't believe after it goes to the state legislation, they will determine a price, is that correct? No, we still can? Okay, so like I said, we've never, this is a learning process for us. So once they say that, yes, we can give it back, then you, as the commissioner of that district, would determine a price.
Correct.
And, I mean, unless they, who knows what they would do down there with this bill, I don't know. We've
I
never
don't
been
either,
through it.
so. This
Mr.
is
Young,
a
you have a
first
question?
for all of us, so.
Yeah, I just have a quick statement. So I've been dealing with the legislators and the congressmen and stuff. To my understanding, whatever price you guys put on it, that goes in front of Congress, that is the price has to be paid.
That is
So if
correct.
you guys were gonna reduce it, it would have to be done before it goes into the legislative bill. Unfortunately.
Is that the way you saw it, Becky? Okay, okay.
Sure.
I don't, you know, speaking very openly and frankly, I'm not looking at this as a way for the Todd County to make money, but we also can't set a precedent with you know, this is one case and it's a very rare case, but because someone, you know, my dad passed away in June of this year. I had no idea what he had or didn't have and, you know, what's paid and stuff. That doesn't mean I shouldn't be, know or somehow figure that out. I'd be really worried about the precedent being set that if we do this at something that's less than tax value, what was back taxes are. I really would. And I'm sorry to say that. Not that I have any profit in my mind or my heart at all. It's just, that's my opinion.
So my motion's still on the floor.
If you want to make
Yeah.
that, you would.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, so the motion is to send it to state as written, and we have a second by Ms. Commissioner Becker. Are there any other discussion?
Just one other question. Mr. Young and myself did have a conversation about if this does come back, I am hoping that they create a irrevocable trust so this doesn't happen again.
And my
And
comment
at
is
that time, we
taxes-
could make it
Yeah.
non-taxable then as a cemetery.
And the process that they'll have to go through through planning and zoning to make it a cemetery, I mean, they're gonna have to get that process started, so we're aware of it. County's aware of it.
Mr. Chair, if I may too, the amount you set in this resolution does stay, that's where it's at. And then also, just so you're aware that the amount of this sale, if it would be reduced, does affect township school districts, because all those entities get paid a portion of this. So it's not just the county that would be losing money. I just wanted to clarify that with you.
The most important thing I think for the Youngs, I'm assuming, if in my mind would have been the property that their family is buried on is back with them.
Yep.
And they can continue to do what they want with that piece of land, and
Yep.
I'm sorry for your loss and hope this helps. So, any other discussion? Okay, let's take a vote. Those in favor, we
Excuse
get a
me,
roll
you didn't
call?
have a chair, did you, you
I
made
made
the
a motion.
motion?
Barb
Okay,
seconded.
sorry, I didn't
Do
hear.
we need to do roll call, or is this a voice vote?
Just a voice vote.
Okay, we'll take a voice vote. Those in favor of the resolution as written can signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. Today's next agenda item is, and you're more than welcome to stay to see how this works out. May not be of interest to you, but is our Hands of Hope, which is very interesting. So Barb, would you please come forward? Item 6.
Thank you, Becky.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've got two proclamations for the month of April. One is National Crime Victims' Rights Week, and the other is, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So, what does it say?
Okay.
There we go. Okay, again, Sexual Assault Awareness Month, April 2026. Whereas April marks Sexual Assault Awareness Month, also known as SAAM, a time to honor 25 years of progress and recommit to creating safer communities for all. This year's theme, 25 Years Strong, Look Back, Moving Forward, celebrates the resilience of survivors and the communities that have worked for change. And whereas for 25 years, Sexual Assault Awareness Month has supported survivors, raised awareness, and inspired action to prevent sexual assault, abuse, and harassment. As we reflect on how far we have come, we also recognize the work that lies ahead. And whereas prevention starts with all of us, it is in how we support one another, practice consent, and create spaces rooted in care and respect. When we act with intention, we move closer to a future free from violence. And whereas this month provides an opportunity to show solidarity with advocates, victim service organizations, crisis hotline staff, law enforcement, and prosecutors who dedicate their lives to supporting victims. And whereas we must continue to hold offenders accountable, support survivors in their healing, and foster environments where everyone can live free from fear and harm. And now, therefore, be it resolved, the Todd County Board of Commissioners hereby proclaim the month of April 2026 as Sexual Assault Awareness Month, renewing our commitment to build a future free from sexual violence through strengthened prevention, support healing, and creating communities where everyone feels safe and valued.
Okay, you guys, 25 years. And I'm going to ask for a motion to approve that resolution.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to approve.
Wonderful. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Commissioner Noska. Any discussion?
Just thank you for the work you do.
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It is resolved. Next agenda item is our resolution for National Crime Victims' Rights Week.
Okay, National Crime Victims' Rights Week is the week of April 19th through the 25th. Whereas crime in America has a devastating impact on victims and survivors and tears at the social fabric of our society as a whole. And whereas no victim or survivor should have to endure the trauma of victimization and its impact, physical, financial, emotional, spiritual, and social, and whereas the community of crime victims and survivors, those who serve them, and countless allies who work together to ensure that victims' needs are identified and met with quality, collaborative, and comprehensive services. And whereas there are more than 12,000 system and community-based victim services programs across the nation that help crime survivors and promote community safety, and over 32,000 laws that define and protect victims' rights. And whereas 2026 is the 45th anniversary of National Crime Victims' Rights Week, first proclaimed by President Ronald Reagan in 1981. And whereas this time-honored tradition unites all who care about crime, victimization, and survivors to acknowledge and honor survivors, their challenges, and their strengths. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Todd County Board of Commissioners do here proclaim the week of April 19th through the 25th, 2026, as Crime Victims' Rights Week in Todd County, with this proclamation amplifying our commitment to ensure that crime victims' rights and services are not only recognized annually, but provided daily.
Very good, very good. Okay, we have a resolution on the National Crime Victims' Rights Week, and I would love to hear a motion to approve that.
I'll make the motion for that one, Mr. Chair, as well.
Thank you very much, thank you. And there's a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Commissioner Becker. There's a second. Any discussion? Okay, hear no discussion, we'll take a voice vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And those opposed? Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, Mr. Chair, if I may, Barb and team, we have our raffle going on right now, and I still got a few tickets left, but if you want a ticket, it's $20. We only sell 500. First place is $2,500 payout, and it goes right on down the line. Yeah, I got a few left.
Get them from you.
You get them from me or any Hands of Hope member. Barb's got some. I know she's hiding a few yet, so, but it's a great cause, great organization, and yeah, just any support would be muchly appreciated, so.
All right, let's get out and support them.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank
And
you
I
so
just-
much.
And I just want to say thanks to everyone for supporting us. Right now, our Todd County office is me. We
Really?
were able to bring Connie Nelson back 2 days a week through September of this year, which is the end of our fiscal year. So it's a big help. Otherwise, for a couple weeks, it was just me. So
Yeah.
support us all you
We got the
can.
right, we got the right person, and they're doing good.
Yeah, you're doing great. Thank you. Really do appreciate it.
We're glad you're there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Item number 7 today is the Great River Regional Library, and we're going to have a 2025 activity summary. Welcome.
Morning.
Morning.
Jackie, go out there and ask them if they can move down.
All right. Good morning. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead? Okay. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Brandy Cantor, and I am the new Executive Director for Great River Regional Library. And I'm here today with Amanda. And we are here to basically let you know what went on last year with the libraries, both regionally and locally. And also just to thank you for your ongoing support of Great River Regional Library and public libraries. And also wanted to say thank you to Commissioner Denny for being a member of the Great River Regional Board. Amanda, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Amanda Wursbon. I am the Library Services Coordinator at both the Long Prairie and the Gray Eagle branches.
All right. And again, my name, Brandy Cantor. This is my 6th month as Executive Director, so I'm still kind of learning that role. But I've been with Great River Regional Library for 25 years. I started in the position that Amanda's in, actually, for Royalton Public Library. That was my first 8.5 years with Great River. And then I became a regional supervisor where I supervised the folks who do Amanda and her job. And then, like I said, 6 months ago, took the gig as the executive director. And it's been a whirlwind, but it's also a really wonderful job with a group of people and doing work that I just love and care about a lot. So with all that preamble, I am going to talk to you for a few slides about kind of general things. And I'll let, yes, thank you very much, Denise. I'll let you know when to move. We do have a updated mission and vision statement, which you will see there. Basically, this is the what and the why and the how of how we do our work. We serve all central Minnesotans with library collections and services. And when we say we serve all central Minnesotans, we really mean that. We foster the spirit of exploration, knowledge, and connections for all ages and cultures. We care a lot about connection, exploration, curiosity. That's what we do. And then we want to make sure that people in our communities can find and use trusted information they need to thrive. As you know, there's a lot going on in this world right now. And so a big part of what we do is try to make sure that people can find trusted and reliable information that they need. Go ahead, Denise. Our new strategic plan is from 2026 to 2030. State statute requires us to have a new strategic plan that we put on file with State Library Services. And so at the top, you will see our core values. Those did not change. That's just who we are. We provide exceptional service. We use forward thinking. We try to be proactive. And we always have that community focus. The strategic directions is supporting learning. And so really supporting that core mission of patron literacy, sharing our story. We want to improve communication to increase awareness of existing services so that people know what we have to offer. We want to welcome all to the library and eliminate barriers to library service. And in Todd County, that's particularly an issue because we have individuals who do not have photo IDs, and Amanda has been on the front lines of working with us to figure out how we can adapt our policies and procedures so that they can have library cards. Because what we've discovered is they can get bank loans, they can get hunting licenses. We need to make sure they can get library cards as well. And so that is one of the many things when we talk about welcoming all that is on our mind. And then finally, growing partnerships. Again, there's a lot of things going on in the world. There's a lot of needs in our community. We know we can't do everything, but we also know people come to us looking for who can help them. And so we want to be partnering with the right organizations to make sure we're helping our communities thrive. All right, Denise. So the strength of Great River is our model of collaboration and resource sharing. We are basically one library with 32 locations. Today, we're specifically talking to you about these 4, Eagle Bend, Gray Eagle, Long Prairie, and Staples. But again, one library with 32 locations. And part of that collaboration and resource sharing is that cities fund the buildings where our libraries are housed. That includes shelving and other furniture as well as maintenance. Counties, like yourself, provide the fund for library services for their residents. And that means staff, collection, both physical and digital, computer stations, services like literacy programs, print to go, reference services, databases, and more. Approximately 26,000 people in Todd County are able to use the Great River Regional Library closest to them or any of our other locations. And that means that even in very small libraries like Eagle Bend and Gray Eagle, patrons can enjoy excellent library services and a collection of over 750,000 items. So in 2025, we had a very successful year. Again, Amanda's going to talk in a moment about specific successes in Long Prairie and Gray Eagle, but for now I wanted to point out some of those statistics. So let's see. You can see Staples circulated almost 45,000 items. That's almost 45,000 items checked out. In Long Prairie, 32,500, Eagle Bin almost 18, and Gray Eagle almost 7. And the other thing I want to point out is with Great River, like you can see, we have nearly 100,000 total borrowers. But again, Gray Eagle with their 279, they get the same services. And that is really the strength of our model. And you can see that even those those smaller libraries still have a healthy number of new borrowers coming in. We also know that borrower numbers do not tell the full story of who uses our library. A lot of households share a library card, and so one library card may represent 2, 3, 5 different people. We also know that many people do not have a library card but use our services, especially the print-to-go service, where it is basically they can upload a print job from their phone, from home, from wherever, and then go into the, again, most convenient library to get it printed. And we've seen the use of that service increase significantly. We are this year doing a number of surveys of folks using that print-to-go service, using the print-to-go service to try to determine the percentage of people who use it who do not have library cards. In the first time we did that survey, it was upwards of 40% in some libraries. So it's a lot of people use the libraries. I also want to point out up at the top, it talks about digital libraries and the total circulation. There is overlap between digital borrowers and all borrowers because that's just how it works, because we have a different platform for digital borrowers. But what we're seeing now is that more and more people want to use both. And that is a big difference from, say, 5 to 10 years ago. Now on to the next one, Denise, thank you. So some 2025 library highlights. We set some records last year, which is super exciting. Regionally, we had a record-breaking year for the Summer Reading Challenge, which is for children and teens. We just finished up the Winter Reading Challenge, and we had about 3,000 teens and adults who participated in that. We continue to collaborate with the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources to provide free passes for parks for library users, so folks can come into the Eagle Bend, Long Prairie, or Staples libraries and check out a state park pass that they can use for a week for free to go to a park anywhere in the state. It's not just the local ones, but anywhere in the state. It's a super exciting, super popular program. And then we also last year had our first sticker design contest, and we received submissions from all across the region, and it was so fun. Like, we keep doing these sort of design contests. We've done bookmarks. This time we did a sticker. The art that we see from kids and teens is just really fun and amazing, and we love doing that. All right, we can go to the next one. And now I'm going to hand it over to Amanda.
So here's a sneak peek, a few photos and some of the opportunities we can provide. We have local artists, authors, musicians come in, and that's really fun for both the artist and then the people who get to come enjoy it. We also try to do outreach, so the table tennis at Prairie Days, that's also a Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage funded program. We bring it in, but we get to step out into the community a little more outside our walls. We also have had authors and musicians go to the elementary school, and that has been really well received by the schools. But we're most day-to-day, we are in the library, the four walls. And besides books, we've been trying to figure out how can we provide a space for our community members to come, because 9 months out of the year, where else do you go if you don't want to be outside, where you don't have to pay a membership fee, you're not obligated to buy anything. And we've been really trying, especially in Long Prairie, to figure out, we have families come in and how can we get them to stay for more than a minute to grab their books? And so the Play to Learn kits were a locally growing fundraiser we did last March or April. I think we moved it to April, yeah. And we bought some STEM, some learning toys. So we have them in kits. We have them available for people to come play. And we also have some that they can check out and take home if need be. And those, it took a little while, but it's like word got out and they've been a hit. So just providing little opportunities. And we have actually seen more families coming on a daily basis even. We've done scavenger hunts, and we have an art cart, we call it. It's just a bunch of people's leftover scraps, and kids come and they are so creative. But it's been a wonderful way to get people to spend more than a couple minutes in our libraries. And Brandy said print to go. I think that's one of my highlights in Long Prairie. So many people come in for so many reasons. Last minute, we get a lot of people sent here from the courthouse because they need to print something. They're from out of town. We get to help them. And sometimes it's a long help, but we are able to help them. We have the DMV is in the library building, the driving test. They need to print their travel log, their record. We do that. We print pay statements, and we're helping people a lot doing that. So besides the People Think Library and books, we get to provide a lot of really fun opportunities for me as a librarian. It's a really great way to be out in the community or to serve the community. So thank you for your part in that.
So if someone had something that had to get printed, they didn't realize where to go, they could come to the librarian?
Yep. So they can either print
Copies are made or whatever.
copies, yep, print documents, bank statements, tax statements. We do not, you need a tax form. They don't give those out anymore, so people come and we can help them print those off.
Thank you.
And we have some of the best prices going, we'll say.
Yeah, I get a lot of, that's it.
Mr. Chair, if I may, when you say print off tax forms, do you have somebody do the M1 PR form for taxes? It's a Minnesota property tax refund.
That one, is that you have to do online now? There's the one,
Well, not online, but there's one they used to send the books out for people to get a property tax refund.
right.
And then we used to have a lady up here, but she no longer does it. And so our office doesn't do it because if you don't have all their documentation and it gets sent to the state, sometimes it goes back to them and they owe money. But when you said tax forms, I just wanted to ask if.
Yeah, so I guess I was talking about blank forms, to print off. Obviously, if they complete them, they could print their completed form as well.
Okay, because there used to be a lady, I think, that would sit down there as well, years ago, no? Okay.
No,
All right.
unfortunately.
We don't help do them.
Yeah, well,
Make that.
Sorry, I had to get her off on a tangent.
Yeah.
My bad.
I just wanted to know, because like I said, our office used to do it, and
Oh, it's
then,
good to know, because
well, then we used
what you
to
don't know,
send.
you don't know.
Right, and then we used to send them down there, but it was just to get forms.
It's
Okay.
just to print off the blank forms.
Perfect, thank you.
So I'd say you can think of us as more like a Kinko's. We're not there to do your work for you, but we will help you print it, yeah.
All right. And so with that, that was the end of our presentation. Again, we just wanted to so much say thank you. We know that your support is more than just the dollars. It is the awareness. It is inviting us to do things like this, and every piece of it we really appreciate.
We have, I was at AMC Leadership, was that a couple weeks ago, right? A couple weeks ago, and I had some other commissioners from Benton and Sherburne and whatever come up and talk about the support for Great Ridge. And so you're well-known everywhere.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you
You
guys.
all have a
Keep it up.
wonderful day.
You too, appreciate it.
Okay. Agenda item 8 today is our Public Works, and they have 7 items to go through. Must be springtime.
You are 100% correct. It's springtime
Barton
and
saw Robin, he's ready to go.
time for us to get to work out in the field, so thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. We'll jump right to it with our first item being a request for award of a construction contract for our 2026 bituminous highway construction projects. And our options are to approve the attached resolution or not approve attached resolution. And our recommendation is to approve attached resolution awarding the contract to Central Specialties Incorporated of Alexandria, Minnesota, based on their low bid of $5,068,251.05.
Okay, bituminous, 2026.
I'll motion to approve it.
Thank you very much, Lou.
Second.
And we have a second from Mr. Denny. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Awarded.
Excellent, thank you. Our next item is a request for approval for a engineering agreement for the Bridge L9447 replacement project, and I'll just quickly read the background. As described in the cooperative construction agreement for Bridge L9447 replacement project, the county will act as the project administrator and fiscal agent for this project. The county will also select and contract with an engineering firm, develop the construction plans and permits so that the county can eventually go out for bids and award a construction contract. Can we just scroll down quick to the map there I think I attached, Denise? Just a little bit farther. So this is the bridge on 410th Street, working with Bertha Township. They're just east of Highway 71 and across from County Road 32. So over the Little Partridge River. Thank you. Our options are to approve the attached engineering services agreement with Seth for Bridge L9447, or do not approve the attached agreement. Our recommendation is to move forward with approving the attached engineering service agreement from Widseth for Bridge L9447 replacement project for $36,160.
Okay, would we like to make a motion to approve the agreement with Widseth?
I'll make a motion for approval of the bridge project.
Wonderful, and there's a second out there?
Second.
Randy gets a second, and we can discuss it. Tim, you got any discussion you want? No, you're good?
Happy to get it done.
Happy to get it done. Little Partridge will be bridged. Okay, any other discussion? Let's take a voice vote. Those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Done.
Excellent. Our next item on the agenda is a request for approval of Minnesota DNR cooperative agreement for the Battle Point Park boat ramp project. This is agreement that allows the county to work with the DNR to help do the design work for the proposed project out at Battle Point Park. This is the double concreted boat ramp. The current one sees a lot of usage, and in the winter then kind of gets buckled up because of the exposure to the north. So we've met with the DNR a number of times, and I think this is a priority project for our Parks Board. We reviewed this with the board. At the work session, our recommendation is to move forward with this agreement, which allows the DNR to pay for about half or 50% of the engineering work for this project, with a max amount of $12,500 for that amount. So our options are to approve the attached resolution and the Minnesota DNR agreement, or do not approve that resolution agreement. Our recommendation is to move forward with the approval of the attached resolution and DNR agreement.
And we got to clarify, that's 12.5 out of the Park Board, right? We talked about, that'll come out of the Park Board.
This is just for the agreement. So we're approving the agreement with the DNR. And in the next
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah,
one-
yeah,
yep.
okay, okay,
All right.
yeah, I got you. I'm ahead of myself. So can I get a motion to approve the cooperative agreement?
I'll make that motion to approve it.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
A second. Barb can
I
have it.
think Barb got the second. And any discussion?
Can I make then one additional comment? So with the process of the DNR, they're specific that the board approves this resolution or approves this agreement. Then we wait, then they encumber the funds, and then I bring it back, not officially to the board, but then to you as the chairperson and the auditor treasurer to actually do the signature. I'm not sure why they do that process, but they're very specific as to that occurring in that way. So just wanted to make mention of that.
Thank you. We will look for that encumberment. Did we take a voice vote yet?
No.
All right, let's take a voice vote. All in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
All right, so then this is the next step of that project. The background is, as per the recently approved attached cooperative agreement for the Lake Association, or Lake Osakis Battle Point Park Boat Ramp Project, we went out and requested attached engineering services agreements and proposals for the design work, engineering and permitting work for this project, and we received 2 attached quotes. One being from Widseth out of Alec for $20,510, and the other being Bolton and Mink of $23,000. In our discussions with various engineering firms, this is really specialized work, so not a lot of people have experience with this. Both of these firms have done these type of projects, excuse me, and are very comfortable with doing this type of work for us. So our options are to approve the attached agreement with Widseth for $20,510, or with Bolton and Mink for $23,000, or do not approve an engineering agreement at this time. Our recommendation is to move forward with the agreement from Widseth on the proposed cost of $20,510. But please note in there, I put that this $20,510 comes out of two different pots. Number one being the recently approved agreement for the DNR, so that 50%, and the other being the 50% from the Park and Trails account, so.
Okay, there we go. Wonderful. Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve the engineering agreement.
So move.
And, is there a second out there?
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Becker. Any discussion? Okay,
So
here
then
notice,
if I may, just one extra additional comment, sorry, I'm full of words today. But once this engineering agreement is done, we move forward, we get the DNR to approve that, approve the plans, then we have a set of plans. Then we go back to the DNR with these plans and cost estimate. Then we write another agreement with them for the actual funding portion of the project, and then we'll actually go out for bid. So there's a real systematic approach to it. It may take a while, but give us time, and hopefully we'll deliver a great project out at Battle Point Park.
that sounds great. Delivery, love it. Okay. Again, we need a voice vote, right? All those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And 8.5, please.
All right, the next three items are very similar type board action requests. The first one being a award of a construction contract for a 2026 gravel surfacing project. Our options are to approve the attached resolution or do not. Our recommendation is to approve the attached resolution, awarding a contract to Swenson Aggregate Construction LLC of Pine River, Minnesota, based on their low bid of $178,405.
Okay. 8.5, award this construction contract for gravel resurfacing. And that amount, can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
And is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Noska gets a second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, take a voice vote. All those in favor can signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Carried.
All right, our next item on the agenda is a request for award of a construction contract for a 2026 HSIP pavement striping project. And these are ground in wet reflective stripes. So we go before the painting, we mill in a very minimal groove and then put the paint in there as well. And this is a federal project, so the feds are paying 90% of it. So it's a great project for us. Our options are to approve the attached resolution or do not approve the attached resolution, and our recommendation is to approve the attached resolution, awarding a contract to Century Traffic of, I hope I pronounce this right, Pewaukee, Wisconsin.
Pewaukee.
I've never been there.
Big printing plant there. Quad Graphics. Go
Never
ahead.
been through there.
I'm full of words too. Sorry, go ahead.
For their low bid of $148,344.30.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the pavement striping project?
I'll make a motion for approval of the pavement striking.
Wonderful. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Denny gets a second. And any discussion? Hear no discussion, let's take a voice vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
And then our last item on the agenda is a request for approval for a 2026 pavement marking project, and this is our maintenance striping. So our options are to approve the attached resolution or do not approve the attached resolution. Recommendation is approve the attached resolution awarding a contract to Sir Lancelot LLC of Edina, Minnesota, based on their low bid of $162,700.19.
Okay, Sir Stripes a lot or whatever?
Sir Lines a lot.
Yeah, lines a lot, sorry. Stripes
A
a lot.
unique name.
Yeah. Can we get a motion to approve the pavement marking project?
So moved.
Okay, Commissioner Denny gets the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Becker. And any discussion? Hearing no discussion, those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Passed.
Excellent. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you tonight. I'll be presenting at the annual Township Association meeting, so they're at the Clarissa Ballroom, so hope to see you all there.
And you and your crew have are going to follow up with Denise on the whole meeting last week up at the Staples?
Yep, we'll be in touch. Yep. Thanks. Thank you.
Lauren.
Yep, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
County assessor was up now, and we're going to talk about an abatement for a certain parcel, it looks like. Chris, what do you got?
Good morning.
Good morning.
As you said, I have a house fire abatement. The parcel number is 03-001540. Little background, the home on this parcel was destroyed by a fire on January 19th, 2026. The owners, Bruce and Jackie Haig, have filed for an abatement for the 2026 property tax and reduction of the 2026 value. Your options today are to approve the reduction of the 26 property value by $122,900 and abate the 2026 property tax by $1,326 or to not approve. It is my recommendation to approve the reduction of the 2026 property value by $122,900 and to abate the property tax by $1,326.
Where did this occur at? What township or what city or?
This is in Birchdale Township.
Okay. So sad. Okay, we have this opportunity ahead of us here. I know you'd open up for discussion or a motion.
So move.
You want to move, Randy?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Newman's made the motion to approve the abatement. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Noska. There's a second. Any discussion? Okay, hearing no discussion, we'll take a voice vote. Those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abatement approved.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And up next, is our Facilities Director,
Morning, Mitch.
Mr. Mitch Johnson.
So the background on this project is there has been a request to add a bathroom to the north half of the Northern Government Center to limit the foot traffic from the rented portion of the building to the Todd County use portion of the building. Bids were submitted with a low bid from Arnson Construction for a total cost of $57,932.23. The options are to approve the low bid from Arnson Construction for a total cost of $57,932.23 to add the bathroom to the north half of the Northern Government Center, or do not approve the request. The recommendation to the Todd County Board is to approve the low bid from Arnson Construction for a total cost of $57,932.23 to add the bathroom to the north half of the Northern Government Center.
Thank you. Any, I'll either entertain a motion or any discussion.
A discussion, if I can just ask quick. Northern Pines, are they still, do we have a contract for them to?
Yes, so this was a request, obviously with the Region 5 moving out. Northern Pines, with the services that they offer, had an ask more than a request, right? If it was a possibility to add a bathroom to that north half. In the facilities committee meetings, we decided that this would be an upgrade to the building for us, to possible renters. So yeah, we have a contract in place. Unfortunately, right now for Northern Pines, their building burnt down. With the requests from Northern Pines and the cooperation with Region 5, they're actually utilizing the building already, which we've taken care of contractually wise. So benefit to all, thanks to Region 5 to moving out a little bit quicker than they anticipated, and both parties have been really good to work with in this process. So,
Can I ask?
yes.
For $57,932.23, what actually will be done? Like, are we framing walls?
So for a few things, obviously the cost is a little bit higher than I expected, but there's concrete that needs to be busted up to add plumbing. The plumbing has to be reviewed by the state of Minnesota. So that is a permitting cost. Those permitting costs have literally not even, I should say, way more than quadrupled. So a typical, for example, a permit used to be, let's say, $100. That permit, same scope, is now like $1,000. So that adds a lot of cost right now. We also have to move multiple walls and then fix ceilings, those type of things. And then we also have to make it ADA accessible or handicap accessible, which makes the bathroom have to be a certain size. Therefore, we have to put handicap grab bars in, those type of things. So those do add additional cost to it. But yeah, cost of everything right now is just through the roof, so.
So one bathroom, whether we build it here or at my house or if I had to have ADA compliant, would probably cost me, and I had to bust up concrete, would be about $57,000.
Yeah, it is extremely expensive right now, yeah. So your typical house cost right now for anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 square feet is gonna run you in the market of probably 400,000 to 500,000. So these costs have went dramatically up. And this was the low bid also, so.
And I know through facility that you had put bids out and to a lot of different contractors.
I had reached out to,
really-
so 6 other contractors actually either turned me down or were not interested or too busy to bid it. So it was a very difficult process for something really not that difficult. But those things happen. It's just hitting the market right with the individual contractors. Some guys have their work lined up. Some guys do not, so.
So if this gets done, there'll be 2 bathrooms in that building now?
Yes. Currently, so for those of you that haven't been to the Northern Government Center, one thing that's very odd is our bathroom placement right now currently is on the south side, on the Todd County side of things. Then there's in between where we rent, there's 6 meeting rooms, and then they have to fob their way back into the other half of the building that's rented. So it becomes very cumbersome for anybody that's renting the building to get from one half to the other. And then it's the intermix of our employees and clientele and Northern Pines clientele. That's where the kind of concern comes in. So,
What's the typical traffic up there on a daily basis? How many people are in that building that are going from one side to the other side, going to use the potty?
So for Northern Pines, they're going to have anywhere from 2 to 10 employees in there a day, and then it's just a matter of how many individuals they have come in for adult use. So it's just very interdependent, really. Some days there's gonna be high foot traffic, the next day there won't be. Yes, go ahead.
So we have Hands of Hope up there. We have Veterans Office, Corrections, Health and Human Services as
Yep.
well. So it's
On our
busy.
side.
Yeah, and there's some support groups that are going on.
Yeah, so they'll have meeting daily, like Corrections has meetings, every Monday, I think it is. Just very dependent on the day.
But all of those entities are seeing clients or
yep,
customers
clientele,
who
yep.
are coming in for
Correct.
meetings with the staff.
Thank you. Any other further discussion, or, as I mentioned, discussion? Or
Yeah, Mr. Chair, this is mind-blowing because this is $13,000 more than I paid for my first house on Lake Osakis in the 80s.
Yeah,
And this is
correct.
one damn bathroom.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Is the building of another, or excuse me, the adding of another bathroom, obviously it adds more value to the thing and it creates more, higher service level to our constituents and our county employees and everyone.
Yep.
And that building, is the use is high, I'm just thinking of a bathroom versus what else, you know, I mean, not
So-
like a Cans R Us, but just like what's the whole building cost? I mean,
Yeah. So, you know, when it comes to this building and how it's designed, right, originally it was a bowling alley and it's been divided. It's a long-term solution for us if we continue to rent out the second half. If the county would look to do something else with the building, then I wouldn't suggest it. But we've shown in past history that we'd like to rent one side and use one side, and that's worked really well for us as a building in whole. We tend to be very neutral as far as deficit to run the building with the opportunity to rent the second half. We actually, if you take our electricity, those type of things, we're actually in the positive when it comes to the building as far as our input cost and rent and those type of things. So for us, the building works out really well.
thank you.
So, Mr. Chair, the facility is gonna look at this and, you know, we're putting almost $60,000 in this building again. Is that gonna affect the rent at all? It'd have to.
We looked at that through facilities.
We did discuss that in the facilities and the Northern Pines contract and where we can go. We also can review the the board has the option to review the Northern Pines contract. They have signed
It's only written through the end of this year, through
Correct.
2026, for that very purpose, because Attorney Lindeman helped to draft it so that it'll, before the end of the year, we'll relook at the costs now based upon the fact that we're doing this bathroom remodel.
No, for Region 5, I believe we furnished the internet and they paid us back, you know, do we have the same agreement?
The agreement's a little bit different. They're going to provide, just one of the things that I know of, they're going to provide their own internet service where before we were reimbursed from Region 5, that is different. Otherwise, the majority of the items are staying the same. And then again, we're only doing the first year contract because, you know, we don't know cleaning services, what other services they might need in more attention that they didn't need, that Region 5 didn't need before. So that's why we have that opportunity to, after a year, come back and renew that contract.
Okay, any other discussion?
I guess I'll make a motion for approval to go ahead and put the bathroom in, being that we do have renters already in there that are willing to pay the rent.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve this. Now I would need a second to.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Commissioner Noska. Second. Any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, we'll take a voice vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. For future knowledge, this will be the scrutiny that most of these decisions will be brought up over. We're going to have lengthy discussions about the cost of this.
All right, thank you.
Projects in the county and what are we incurring. Thank you very much, Mitch. You did a great job.
Thanks, Mitch.
Okay, number 10, planning and zoning. Adam, thanks for coming. Thanks for waiting so patiently.
First item here is the Board of Adjustments appointment changes. The Board of Adjustments member Richard Johnson has requested to move to an alternate to the board due to a change in his consistent availability for meetings. In order to fill this void, Created for District 4 has recommended that Ken Hovitt be moved to fill the role while continuing to serve as the Planning Commission liaison to the BOA. Options would be to approve moving Ken Hovitt to represent District 4 and move Richard Johnson to an alternate, or do not approve, and the recommendation would be to approve Ken Hovitt to serve as the District 4 representative on the Todd County Board of Adjustments and move Richard Johnson to serve as an alternate to the Board of Adjustments. And this is exactly what we discussed at the last work session, to bring the board back to 5 members and then to fill that void with Richard being moving out into an alternate role. And the second page is both the Planning Commission and Board of Adjustments with this proposed change. So you'd see kind of the final format on that next page.
Oh, there they are. Very good.
So that gives us 2 alternates to the BOA, and we still only have 1 to the Planning Commission, but everything would be sufficiently filled.
Okay. So we have a Board of Adjustments appointment change that needs to get approved. I would entertain that motion.
I'll make that motion to approve the adjustment.
Thank you, Commissioner Denny. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Yeah, excellent. Commissioner Nasi gets a second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, let's take a voice vote. Those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
And if I can make just one more note, on that next page, you'll see that come the end of this year, there are, so it'd be Commissioner Becker, Commissioner Byers, and I think Commissioner Newman, your appointments for both the Planning Commission and BOA would need to be a new appointment or to re-up them. So something to think about, and we'll think about that in December so we can appoint new people or re-up those folks for another 4 years.
So like November, we'll get reminded of that?
Sure, and maybe that's a good idea to bring it back to work session in November or something so you can kind of anticipate that, but between now and then to think if you.
Or October, or September.
I have not touched base with any of them to see if those members want to keep going or anything. I can certainly do that if you want, but I just wanted to put that on your radar that that's coming up towards the end of the year here.
Yep, we got to do that. Okay, 11-2, First Creek Edition final plat.
Yeah, sorry, went too quick. An application for subdivision to create a 6.47 acre, 6-lot plat on parcel 0300194000 Birchdale Township was submitted on December 12th. The preliminary plat was approved by the Board of Commissioners on January 20th. With the following conditions: 1, that new accesses from the township road shall be approved by the local township prior to installation. 2, property owners must obtain appropriate permitting as necessary from other governmental agencies, including but not limited to the Sauk River Watershed District. And 3, that the applicants must abide by all other applicable federal, state, and local standards. Planning and zoning has completed the review of the proposal and determined that it is ready for final platting. Options are to approve the final plat as presented or deny the final plat, and recommendation is approval of the final plat as presented to formally establish the First Creek Edition.
Okay. The First Creek Edition plat approval.
And a couple pages down is the final plat document, and this is non-riparian lots off on Little Birch Lake. So that's all existing public road. I believe it's Archer Drive. And then that last little section where you see Archer Drive, that was never dedicated when the plat was original, that Longview addition was done. So they did dedicate that. So it goes all the way to the property line. And then the township actually has an easement with the DNR that owns that land for a turnaround area. And that easement had existed prior to this plat even. So there is, it's not a formal public road, but the township has an easement for the public to use and for snow removal, that sort of stuff on the DNR's land.
Okay.
So just looking for final plat approval.
Can we get a final plat approval?
So move.
Thanks, Ray.
Mr. Chair, I got a question though. No cul-de-sac?
No, because that was DNR land to the south there. And they have an easement for the public to use that to turn around. That was recorded long before this plat even came forward. They've always had that space.
Okay.
I don't know if you know more about that or not. Okay. Right. But they didn't, before this, those things didn't really even connect. There was that section where it said, that little rectangle there where it says Archer Drive was a section that was not dedicated to the public. So we had asked them to dedicate that so everything abutted all the way up to that property line that DNR owns to the south, and they were agreeable to do that.
Okay.
You're still gonna approve? Okay. Still got a motion to approve. A second?
Yep, I'll second it.
Commissioner Denny with a second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, take a voice vote. Those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item 12 today is Health and Human Services. We'll start off with the opioid settlement funding request from the Long Prairie Police Department.
Morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. A couple things for Catherine and I to present to you today. First one being the opioid settlement funding request from the Long Prairie Police Department. Some background. The Todd County Opioid Settlement Advisory Committee at their March 18th meeting approved funding for the request from the Long Prairie PD The funds will be used to reimburse the Long Prairie PD for prescription medication disposal. Your options are to approve the funding request from the Long Prairie Police Department or to not approve. It's our recommendation you approve the request. This is budgeted and it's a cost of $900 and $906.74.
Wonderful. Any discussion, or I'll entertain a motion to approve it.
I'll motion to approve this.
Okay. And is it?
Second.
And Barb gets a second?
Yeah.
Yep. Any other discussion? Hearing no other discussion, all in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for funding. Long Prairie Police Department.
All right. Our second request is the Morrison Todd Wadena Community Health Board Fund Transfer. Some background. On March 13th, 2026, the Morrison Todd Wadena CHB, who is fiscal host, received $1.2 million from the Minnesota Pollution Agency for a facility violation. The funds are to be transferred to Todd County as directed by Minnesota Statute Section 16A.151. The dollars will need to be designated to an account within Todd County along with a project lead. Your options are to transfer the funds to the Auditor Treasurer's Office designating the lead to lead the community project, or transfer funds to Public Health, which is Fund 21, designating someone to lead the project.
Mr. Chair, I think we need some discussion on this topic.
Oh, that's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you know, what's the pros and cons, I guess, and it's between,
Denise, I'll let you.
Some information that we gathered, it probably won't, it just won't be allowable to come to the general fund, because it states right in Minnesota statute that it has to go to the Community Health Board. So we're happy that we're getting the money, but we feel that it should go to the Public Health Division. We're thinking we will create a separate fund like we did CARES, so that when the spending happens, we can take it out of their account that's designated to the County Community Health Board. That's just where we did send an email off to Clifton Larson Allen. They can't give us legal advice, but we asked for some, just some guidance, just for audit purpose. If we were to keep this in a separate account, a bank account per se, that would add a lot of more administrative work on my end in my office. We'd have to do a separate check run through the county. I guess, and also it's this board, this resolution is silent on interest. If that would become a question, could they earn interest on this money? And we're also looking for guidance on that because it does not state that they would be. It just would be a lot easier if community health was designated with it. We would hold the money, but we would create a separate fund. That would be our recommendation. I'm not
And
sure.
we're not opposed to that at all.
Very,
would leave
very
that up.
similar to
Yeah.
the opioid that we work with Catherine.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, if I may. I agree with Denise on this too, because I think this is where the money's gonna be spent, is on public health, so why wouldn't we put it in there and have it designated that way instead of trying to reinvent something for some money that we'll only have for a short period of time. Well, hopefully only a short period of time. Hopefully we can get it exhausted by deadlines and whatnot, but I would recommend public health as well.
So if it's in the public health fund, it's not the same as opioid settlement. Opioid settlement, now we have to go to the AT's office and then bring it here, of course, for approval, right? So it is different because Caitlin can't run reports on it. We bill time, and that is all separate. If it's in the public health fund, it'll be much easier then for us to run our own reports, run our own billing. So I just want to clarify, it is different.
I stated that wrong, that it's not. I said it is similar, but it's not because we have a separate, we have a separate money account for that. That doesn't gain any interest either, but you're correct.
is interest something that we should be concerned about or not? Because that's part of where we put the money, if we can gain interest on it or not.
Exactly, and that's the question we sent off to Clifton Larson Allen for just some guidance.
Okay.
Like I said, it's silent in the state statute. It does not say. So when something is silent, it's our interpretation that they do not earn interest on this. because the state statute would indicate very clearly if interest was.
It'd be great if we could, but.
I know, and I can't answer, I don't
Right.
have any,
Yeah.
We'll see what CLA has to say, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
but being silent in the state statute means no interest is there.
So, Mr. Chair, I got a question on all this whole thing, because I wasn't really involved in it. So we get the 1.2 million, it does really pertain to the city of Long Prairie
Community.
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 Okay. So what are they getting out of this? Anything?
Community health, that,
Well-
we'll get the money.
It's
and
gonna be
they will-
designated, it's the violation that the funds are to be spent in the community and where the violation occurred. So we will need to, by state statute, and I've attached that here also, we'll need to hold some community forums. And then, as discussed, those through the community forums, there'll need to be some decisions made and presented to the Board of Commissioner how the funds should be spent as, through input through these community forums.
In just my opinion, I would take that money, that 1.2, talk to the city of Long Prairie, build a damn community center, which they don't have, and go from there. Because that would help everybody. If they had a community center, you're also looking at public health, because you could put a walking, whatever in there, similar to what Wadena has.
That's something that when I met with MDH and MPC, I talked about the longevity of some of these funds and, planning ahead. How do we support future needs for if there was a building project? Who is going to fund that? And they really didn't have any answers to that. We have, within a year or after receiving the funds, we are to submit a report to the chairs and the ranking minority members of the Senate and House of Representative committees and how the community has chosen to spend the money or designate the funds. So, I mean, that's really what our obligations are. This is a fairly precedent setting. We've seen some CHBs be given some dollars similar to this, but in the amount of maybe $150,000. This is a fairly significant amount that we're gonna want to be sure that we have community input and present that to you as to how to move forward. So, planning in the futures, that's something that's gonna need to be planful by however we do and however we select the project.
Because Representative Wiener has been looking for building projects or bonding projects. This would be a ample support of something like a community center within Long Prairie. And Long Prairie needs that.
We don't
There
have one.
is no facility here in Long Prairie to do functions.
Lou, did you have something?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Randy, but I do think that since state statutes requires us
We have to have.
put this out at this public forum and get community input, we're gonna see what the people want. I mean, it's required of us. So, I mean, I hope if people come at us and say, we want a community center, hey, that'd be wonderful if we could move forward with something like that. But if the people don't think it's a priority, I guess we gotta shift it elsewhere.
We have a lot of comments coming in already and thoughts on how we should designate these funds, but really we need to hold those forums and hear from our community.
One of the things, over at Camp Ripley, they're building that new museum.
State
or-
Military Museum?
Yeah.
Really, yeah. And it's it's a big,
Gigantic building.
it's maybe even more than 3 million. What people always fail to remember is that once it's built, there are maintenance, insurance costs that somebody has to actually plow this and clean it and do all these things. So when you have $1.2 million, we have a bathroom for 57, 58 grand up a Staples. $1.2 million seems like a lot, and it is a lot, but always remember, once it's built, somebody's got to deal with it. And long as the constituents in the city of Long Prairie and whoever, and that's always something you got to keep in the back of our minds. Who's going to maintain this dog? Who's going to take the dog out?
Okay, Jackie, this money is sitting in Morrison County, correct, right now?
As they are our fiscal host, correct.
And at our last Community Health Board, I believe I made a motion that it be transferred to Todd County when they received it, but it's still sitting there because, and as I'm hearing it, both the auditor treasurer and yours would just as soon see it go into a public health Fund 21.
Well, I was just gonna
No,
bring that
okay.
up. We would recommend that it go into a Fund 20 or 23. We have those numbers open. Because when the money comes, it's gonna
Okay.
come directly to the general fund, and we don't wanna sit that under that umbrella. We'd rather create that separate fund,
Okay,
much like
so you would
CARES.
like to see it go into a Fund 23?
Well, we have open Fund number 20 and
Or
Fund number
20?
23.
Which number would you
Whichever-
prefer?
20 would be great.
20?
Yep. So
And-
we'd create Fund number 20, and then we'd have the subsidiary accounts we would build for public health
Okay.
they could utilize,
And I
much
would
like
make
our
that as a
other.
motion so that we can transfer those funds into Todd County then.
Fund 20,
Fund
We'll
20?
make it Fund 20, yep.
okay?
We'll create a new fund number for
And
this
that's
money.
basically the same way we handle the opioid fund. So it's kept separate, you know,
Yeah,
we can
or
track it.
Like Fund number 19 was designated
Yeah.
for our CARES, and that also helps with auditing because that all falls under that umbrella of just that fund number.
Yeah. Okay, I make that as a motion then. Yep.
Okay, we have a motion about the funds
Project
transfer.
lead, did we want to designate a project lead?
Oh, that, yeah, that was.
That was a
part
part of,
That was the part of the motion that originally existed, was your options there.
and designate a project
I'm the
lead,
wrong one.
whether it be myself or
Or a project lead?
right after that.
I
next
think it should
BAF.
stay within your department, yes. And I would name Jackie as a project lead,
Okay.
included in my motion.
Do you got all that, Denise? 'Cause-
Yes, we're gonna take option 2 to
'cause
transfer.
when I
it to
sign this, I
pub-
don't want to sign something that's
No,
not
and we will
what we talked
create,
about.
like Barb suggested, we will create a separate fund under,
20,
we'll create Fund 20. So we'll add that to this board action.
So the motion as it is to create a new fund, which is gonna be number 20.
And
It'll
give,
be housed at
They will be
HHS
the
or
lead,
whatever, and Jackie, and, okay.
And Jackie would be the lead, yeah.
Commissioners, we would need a second on that one, or more discussion.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Commissioner Noska. We have a second now. We can now take a voice vote. Or last time for discussion. No more discussion. Okay, then let's take a voice vote. All in favor of doing as Denise is gonna read out, Fund 20, Jackie O, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
By Morrison County, so we can get those.
Yeah, so that we can get it
And I'll
transferred.
have Caitlin work with you, Denise. Thank you.
Yep, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, at this point, I'd like to ask for our standing reports, and we'll start with our county auditor and treasurer report.
I feel like I have a list long that I never usually have, but anyhow, a reminder to the public that April 14th is the Staples Motley School special election and Little Falls School election. Those are standing special elections on their own. Jolene and I will be attending the election conference, which is April 21st. We will be leaving after the board meeting, and that goes through Friday the 24th. Very extensive conference because it'll be all on elections and how our processes have to go, and with possibly Trump's new executive order, that could throw everything into a whirlwind. Tax statements were sent out. We are very busy with the phone, just to let you know, if you come down there, the counter is already getting busy. I am short one staff person through this season because Rachel went out on maternity leave and she had a little baby girl. Congratulations to her. Last week, we had Bill Eklund and Kyle Jenner come from the State Department on Election Security. We had a very, very good meeting. It went through establishing the security that we have here. They wanted to know how we handled it. They wanted to talk explicitly on the chain of command for elections, and we already said we had a good relationship with the entire county, whether that be from the Sheriff's Department if we have an issue, Long Prairie PD, because we are stationed down on Main Street. And we will be working, they recommended to collaborate also with EMS, because if there was a disaster during an election day, snowstorm, big power outage, it would be a catastrophe for elections. So we'll be collaborating with those entities. They were concerned about security issues like our Main Street. if people are dropping off ballots, and that's why they'd like the presence of Long Prairie PD or sheriffs coming through or doing a drive-by, because they pull up with their car and they have those ballots and they have to bring them in for us to do our final process. And if you remember in the news, somebody left one picture, they left their van open and just left the van open with all the ballots. There was in one incident last year with Scott County where 21 ballots were missing, and that was a huge disaster because they had to redo the election because they could not find 21 ballots. So there's a lot of issues with security. They went through the security on our building. They were concerned about that main floor because we have such a small counter space and we're dealing with sharing that. And all the people that come from drivers, they were concerned about the congestion. They were concerned about where our ballot box will go because it has to be in view. We have to have it in view. So there were some issues with that floor that they were very concerned about. Big issue we'll have to start visiting about, but more information to come once we attend our conference next week. And I also wanted to mention that I was notified by the watershed that there will be a term that's coming open. Is that correct, Mr. Newman? Commissioner Newman?
Randy.
The watershed district coming forward?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Paul Hartman's up.
yeah, Paul Hartman's position is going to be advertised by our office.
Okay.
So that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thanks, good report, County Attorney. Oh, no, he's not here, sorry. County Coordinator, Mr.
Okay, I've been participating in employment interviews. I applied for the Sourcewell funding for our summer internships and had that approved, so we'll be posting those. Attended the Leadership Summit, Wellness Committee, Spring Road Meeting, Personnel, Planning Commission training, and a facilities meeting. And I just wanted to share with citizens, if they do have questions on the MPCA fine and information on that, there is some great contact information on the front page of the Todd County website down in the lower right corner. So I would encourage citizens to go to that information for contact.
Thank you. Commissioners, Randy, what do you got today?
Alrighty, on the 8th, I attended feedlot, or 18th, I attended the feedlot meeting. On the 23rd, CPT in Morris, we got a couple more counties interested in joining CPT down in southeast corner. One of the, I think, I don't know if it's payroll, has pulled out of the state. And so there are people looking around, trying to find out what kind of payroll they're gonna have. Attended the leadership conference up there. Always enjoy this conference. This is a lot where we're one-on-one with other commissioners. The topic, a couple of us were working on. It's interesting that as counties, we have similar issues, and some of the issues that were brought up were planning and zoning. Not following up. Once you issue the permit, nobody knows. Nobody follows up on it. Nobody has any idea, but really interesting. On 4/2, attended the road meeting. And then I asked Adam to get me some information on County Road 107 on Lake Osakis. He did give me that. I haven't had time to go through it. Yesterday, MRC.
How'd that go?
We had Representative Paul Torkelson from 15B. Had a lot of questions. It was interesting when I found that HHS actually had over 200 million to update their programming, and it like disappeared. They're down to like 13 and 14 million. So it's like now they got to start all over to find that funding, try to update that. People brought up fraud, water issues with the nitrates, you know, with all the tiling and everything. And then they come back to the HHS. Somebody had asked, is it going to be a private vendor doing the programming, or would the state do it? And the response was pretty, well, you better go with private. When the state messes with shit, they get it messed up. So other topics were nuclear energy. There is a House file right now moving forward to repeal that 1994 moratorium on nuke. So they don't know if that's gonna pass or not. Let's see. Oh, they got a bill, also House file on moving the spent fuel, nuclear from Prairie Island. So it's interesting working on, like I said, nuclear. The governor wants to overhaul HHS with the millennium of 17 million in 26, 27 and bump it to 55 million in 28, 29. So, you know, he's just gonna throw money at it and more people at it, and I think it's just gonna create more fraud. So 28, 29, 1.7 billion, extended 189 million, lower revenue and, no, expenditures, 189 million lower expenditures and 246 million higher revenue. That's what they're projecting.
Surplus?
Well, yeah.
Battling back a deficit.
Yeah, it's still a deficit, yeah.
Throwing at the deficit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, right now, there's 24 retirements in the House, and 18 members seeking other offices. So you can do the math on that one. Otherwise, that was pretty much it. Rifle did get brought up, you know, of putting the commissioners in that spot of approving rifle or slugs, and yeah, it's just, but it was a good meeting. So, I'm glad I got on and.
Yeah, thanks for doing that.
Yep, so that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Okay, I also attended the Soil and Water Feedlot meeting. They always do an excellent meeting. Went to the Long Prairie Watershed meeting, road meeting up at the Northern Shop the other day, and attended the Planning and Zoning meeting. The cannabis, the Planning and Zoning actually went ahead and passed a resolution that will be coming to the Board of Commissioners on April 21st. And I'd really like to thank the Planning and Zoning Board and Tim for the work that they put into this resolution that's moving forward. A lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of background work into it, so happy to see that moving forward. The other one is at Planning and Zoning was a solar, and that's going to be a very contentious thing moving forward, I think, and I think Planning and Zoning is looking into it very deeply, and again, I think they're really doing their homework and really doing the job moving forward. And then I had the pleasure of sitting in on the personnel meeting yesterday morning, which was kind of fun. I haven't been there for a while, so.
You're always welcome. Thank you for coming. Tim?
Yep, I had some site visits with Soil and Water, and then had a Central Emergency Service Board meeting. Barb was gracious enough to fill in for my personnel, so I appreciate that. Spring Road meeting, had another Soil and Water, and then a Prairie Lakes one, and yeah, Barb, like I said, I'll just touch on them too, the planning and zoning one. Yeah, those meetings are getting very intense lately. We have some pretty serious issues, and it's not trying to deny people of what to do in our county. It's trying to inform them how things are written and how they're set to protect what's ours in our county. Cause I know that a lot of residents say they feel limited on what they can and can't do, but it's also that we have a lot of non-residents that come in from long ways away and buy land and buy properties, and we don't really want them to, we want them to respect the land just like we do. So we're trying to look out for our county as a whole, and but yeah, so I mean, if you have any comments or questions on that, always call Planning and Zoning Office or any commissioner of your district, and we're all more than happy to have that discussion with any constituent anytime. Working through a few tax proposals that were issued to constituents and trying to answer the questions the best of my ability with that, referring some of the more intense ones to our assessor's office, but it's been okay. But I guess we're trying to move forward, just trying to make sure we let everybody know we we worked really hard as a whole team here in our courthouse to keep our levy low. And out of the 87 counties, I believe we're 10th or 11th lowest of the list. So again, everybody from top to bottom worked really hard and keeping our percent low on that. So I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but we have a annual township meeting tonight.
Oh, yeah.
At the ballroom. Look forward to that. It's always really good, a good meal by our hosts, and great information for everybody to get caught up on every township. So with that, I'm done.
Thank you. Commissioner Nuska?
Thank you. Yes, I did attend that feedlot meeting. Very educational, well-attended, good food again. That was at the ballroom. I do want to remind our employees, anyone else that's on our health plan here, that utilize your wellness app, your WellRite app, to earn your $250 credit. It's not very hard. There's some questionnaires, some things you routinely do you can get credit for, dental visits, things like that. And also, if you have a smartwatch, you can link your smartwatch to it, and it'll keep track of your steps, and you're in for that. So, I mean, some of it's pretty simple. So it's just one of those things I'd like to encourage everyone to take advantage of that. I mean, it's a perk that we pay for as a county, and you're part of your wellness package. So utilize it. Also, we had our Spring Road meeting, which was very informational, good discussion there. It was actually better attended by the public than it had been previously. So I'd like to see people coming there and voicing their opinions, giving us some feedback. Other than that, looking forward to the weather to change back.
Thank you very much. Guess I did a lot of the same meetings. Spring Road meeting, we all go to that, so that was good. I've been working with TCDC and Leah and Lou and the board of them on their annual meeting this Thursday, right, Lou? Yeah,
This Thursday,
Yep.
yes.
And then plans for the government building and what's gonna happen there. Attended AMC with Randy and Tim. That conference is really great because the networking you get is invaluable. Hubbard County, let's give a shout out to Hubbard County. They were super, super helpful with some of the discussions that we're working on. And they've actually connected Leah, our TCDC director, to their economic development people. So it was worth it right there alone. I don't know, did we have we had airport, I'm not sure if it was the last meeting or this meeting, but and I met with the city of Long Prairie about their downtown plans. And then lastly, of course, we had our personnel yesterday, and good discussion, especially about the insurance and we do offer a really high Cadillac plan here, and the options of maybe doing 80/20, 90/10.
Different perspective on it.
Yeah, some options so that we offer still a really great plan, but also maybe at a different pricing tier for people, so.
Yep.
Really good. Good job, everybody. That's it for me, and I'll just ask for recess now.
I'll make a motion to recess until, April 21st, is it?
I'll second that.
Okay. Got all in favor of recessing?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Well, work session in about 5 minutes, okay? We have only got one item.
Attend that,
Yeah.
the TCD
Past our scheduled time, thanks for waiting, 10:49. We have our Board of Commissioners work session agenda. And the item today we're going to discuss is the Mississippi River / Sartell CWMP.
Yep, and this will be really, really quick. Excuse me. Originally, when they started the development of this particular water plan, Todd County chose not to participate in the development of that plan because it's less than 1% of the land mass of Todd County. So that group has come back to us and asked just to check in, would we want to now participate in the joint powers or the collaborative agreement for the implementation of that plan? So if no, we're done here. If yes, they just wanted some input on which type of agreement they want to operate under or have some input from Todd County on that. But again, we're not required to participate. It is just this tiny little blue sliver in the corner, so it's less than 1% of the county, not required participation. But I just didn't want to assume anything and come get some direction from the board first before I get back to them.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, if I may.
I'd love you to.
The only thing I got to say about it is like, that 1%, I mean, we've got some landowners there. I don't know what their current land use is, but is there, this doesn't exclude us from gaining any funding from there, from that watershed. So, I mean, if we have some projects that are really important there, maybe someone's got something that, like a huge manure management fix or a feedlot fix or something, maybe it is something we should have a say in. But other than that, if we don't have somebody that's got a really extreme need, maybe we don't need to invest our time in it. But one other thing, do we have the option when they go through the next round to actually get in to it for our own inputs?
Yeah, if I understand your question correctly, if we don't join now, it doesn't prevent us from joining later.
Right.
If something comes up.
Right.
Secondly, I do not believe it disqualifies us from accessing funding. You know, we as staff can still go to those implementation team meetings and make funding requests if a project comes up. The other thing I'd mention is that Stephanie, who is the project coordinator for this, did mention that they didn't just ignore Todd County. They have Cedar Lake identified as a protect lake, and I think Lake Mary or St. Mary's Lake there, they have identified in a category. So those sort of things are still identified in the plan as protection or priorities. So those things are being addressed. It's just such a minimal portion of the county. I think that's why we chose not to participate. And I assumed that's what we want to do here, but didn't want to assume. So yeah, again, we can access the funding. We can join later if we want to, but really, if we wanted to participate, they just wanted to know what is Todd County's thoughts on what type of agreement we want to enter, which in every other watershed, we've done the collaborative agreement, not the joint powers. And I'd assume that's the direction that we will go, but I won't even provide any feedback if we're not going to participate.
Right, thank you.
So.
Adam, does it make a difference if they go to a joint powers? We still have a say later if we want to?
So the joint powers, that board will make the decision, and really it's just information flow back. Where the collaborative, they make kind of it's almost like the planning commission to the county board. That board makes a recommendation. We bring it back to all the individual boards to get like one unified vote for them on behalf of the watershed. And I think that's why the collaborative agreement has really been the most popular option. It's a little bit slower process because you have to take it from there back, but every full board is involved in the decision-making process essentially. But again, if we are electing to just move forward as we had and not participate, there's no feedback that we need to give to them. Other than that, I will let Stephanie know that that's the plan.
Okay.
Are there a lot of people that live in that 1%?
I don't know the number of landowners in that area. The two big lakes essentially are Cedar Lake, which I don't know, 90+% of that lake is actually in Morrison County. We just have a little point. I think there's one or two landowners on that chunk. One person owns a majority of it. And then St. Mary's Lake is essentially undeveloped, except the very north tip has 6 or 8 properties on it.
Hey, broke. Why fix it?
That's good, yeah, thanks.
All right. We'll proceed as we have then, and I'll let Stephanie know that.
Right.
That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you. Done.